Hello, everybody, and welcome to My Frame's Dropping. I am your host, Frame Drop E. Wonderful to meet you.
I'm your host, Jet Hamlet.
Give me your best max headroom.
See, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you're stopping and starting your speech and your movement at different intervals.
It's the start of the show. There you go, Dave.
I
Hello,
appreciate it.
come back to
Podcast.
Damn
Podcast.
it.
But no. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Saturday evening Pathfinder session. I am your DM. These are my merry band of chucklefucks.
Hello, I'm Chucklefuck.
I keep throwing myself off.
My name is Chuck LaFuck.
I believe that.
Ew, you're French.
Hey,
I'm afraid.
Let's say that or Cajun.
I'm afraid your child is French. Mon bleu. Oh god, it's contagious.
Mon Dieu.
I know what I said.
Yeah.
You're lucky I didn't say domo origato and try and say it was French, alright? Like,
That would just be on brand. But anyway,
Yeah, that'd be some
We're here to
real
play.
Toto by Africa shit.
It would also be eliciting an impromptu visit to Missouri.
yeah.
Gordon kicked my ass.
Uh-huh. I'd watch.
You just sit back with a drink and be like, you did this to yourself, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Help. But no, where we last left off, Alright, no session tonight. We're just gonna come back next week.
Casual violence.
It's fun.
I was saying, very contained dumbassery this week, getting right to the recap pretty fast.
Yes, only took about 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, Porky Pig, calm yourself.
I had to see the timer, alright? I couldn't find it. It never changes its location, but I couldn't find it. Where we last left off, you guys had just recently taken the fight to Governor Ashmore of Talent and fucking murdered him in a very short coup for control of Wormrest. The rest of the Duvarian army, the airship, air fleet, taking a day to get there after the Crown Prince Albert showed up. You guys gave him updates, gave the Crown Prince updates, I should say. Lorenz made discoveries of papers that linked Roshadrin with trade with the Free Cell Republic. Fef revealed an interesting staff that Fef had been told to collect. And overall, made some good theories before heading off and checking in on Brian down in the slums, bringing him back to Crown before you headed off on the HIM Pomegranate to head south to Storland. You on the way there, Aslan began to experience some transformation, while the rest of you mostly just waited for Lorenz to do a lot of rune work and rune transfers. When you arrived, Aslan was taken aside by the rune giants, who greeted you out of the blizzard that had surrounded you.
Greeted, also known as grabbed our whole ass ship out of the air.
Yes. And after a few tense moments, managed to kind of diffuse the situation. After further speaking with the Rune Giant Elder, you learned about the mist that surrounds Kapantar, as well as learning the truth about the corpse of the black worm and where it lies.
Which is no small bit of concern.
Yeah, not an insignificant problem.
It goes to explain a few things, but also fuck. Just the scale that we now realize is oh god.
Yeah.
And we left off there with you guys still at the elders' tent, surrounded by rune giants. Aslan returned to you, looking quite a bit more metal, and that is where we will continue. Where we will pick back up, guys. Yeah, in the around what to the rune giants would be a fire pit, to you is a bonfire.
I believe you had described it as effectively being near Inferno
Yeah,
for us.
yeah. Bless you. Yeah.
I kept picturing something the size of a house fire with as much wood as a house fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm now also just picturing just like, hey, throw some more wood on the fire. Okay, picks up a fucking shed.
Yep.
Picks up an entire tree, snaps it in half with two hands before just throwing it on. Oh.
That's sheer just terror levels there, you know. But God, I'm trying to remember where like the last like stretch of our conversation had actually been to. What was like the last thing that we had been discussing with them?
I believe it was the black worm's corpse. Actually, was the last thing.
Yeah, we were having the because we were learning of the various sealings and deaths of the worms across the continent.
Right.
And yeah, that was part of what we learned last was the blue worm that is Worm Rest right now, the black worm, which is the entire mountain range that separates the southernmost end of the continent from the northern parts, and the red was asleep but sealed away, and notedly still asleep as well. It's not like it was, as far as we can infer from what they told us.
They said it was almost like a stasis of sorts.
Yeah, damn near a coma or like a stasis.
Right.
Yeah, completely stopped time effectively. And then we got blue, black, red. I think we talked a bit about green as well.
Not
No.
specifically with the rune giants, no.
Right, okay.
There was a different conversation we were trying to remember. There had been some mention of what was believed to be a green dragon or worm. I think we had realized it was a green dragon in the Teefwald that had been met by some of the. I want to say it was members of King Merrick's kingdom, or
yes, that's what it was. It was the ancient green dragon that Merrick's people were aware of existed south of their kingdom.
Okay, right. But no, we don't have any specific knowledge on any other worms besides the two dead ones and the imprisoned one as of yet.
Right. Well, the imprisoned one that burned Goshore and then, or not Goshore,
Zashore.
Zashore. I fucked those names up. Yeah, that burned Zashore and then fucked off through the fog on the eastern side of the continent, basically.
Right. Which, from what we gathered from the Rune Giants, they more or less confirmed the fact and idea that there is, in fact, like, lands beyond the mist, which is effectively news to us.
Yes.
There are lands beyond the mist. They remember having been brought here from them, but don't remember anything else about them.
Yeah, they know they were brought here. They don't know where from, and just so that mystery is a primordial one at the very least is another thing we've learned. But yeah, no, that's a good point. They were brought here. They're not natives to Kavantar.
Right.
Yeah, and that was about the whole gist of the conversation we had, and we were all brain blasting before session had to end.
Right.
They did also inform us that they were part of the reason that the Dragon Horde is as hidden as it is.
Yes, they had part of that. Part in that.
Yeah, because I have it here in the notes that the Rune Giants know of the Horde. Part of why they were the Rune Giants were brought here was in order to help gather and hide it.
Yes.
Okay. Right, because yeah, the Rune Giants were effectively like the slaves in the hands of the dragons to be able to do their work here.
The phrase they keep repeating both in text and in speech is the smaller hands who do smaller tasks.
Right.
Because the worms were on such a grandiose scale that they couldn't do small things.
Right. So I know that we've gotten like the little bit of detail from the Giants of like when we were trying to talk about the metal of realizing, okay, this is from the mountains.
Yes.
No wonder why it's magical. Did we ever actually get a name for the metal or what they know it as?
No, we did not get a name for the metal. We just know that it is metal infused with the, I guess what could be called essence of.
Uh-oh, we lost to Dustin.
Weird Discord stuff, maybe?
Maybe saw a shiny green arrow.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, there he is.
Sorry about that. Weirdly, Discord cut out.
Yep. Welcome to the club.
Yep.
We don't have jackets. The communication with the jacket makers ran out. But, we didn't get a name for the metal. We just know what the metal is-ish, and where it comes from, more importantly.
Right.
And why it's so crucial then for the pieces of Roshadran tech, like the light that we have and the magical artillery stuff, but also why it stores magic in the way that runes do, because it was the basis of the idea for what held Oro in place.
Was that actually part of it? I don't remember writing that down. It sounds...
That was inferred. I'm gonna be honest. Okay. That was me just thinking.
Right.
Because they
didn't mention say that the metal was similar to what was used in the basin required to activate her?
Yes, that they did make mention of her tomb.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, it would have effectively been, and again, the usage of it is different. So of course we wouldn't have recognized it off rip.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good point, Cam. Thank you for remembering the specific wording.
I'm surprised I did too.
Hey, I'm glad. So yes, it was for the basin that held the seal that opened Erodia's tomb.
Right. Okay. But I guess I'm kind of trying to direct to the Giants again. This metal from the mountains where the black worm came to rest. Are there any other specific properties or uses for it that potential that it could hold?
In truth, I believe that the potential is potentially as limitless as your one's creativity. We have not messed with it much. However, as you can clearly see, the variant obviously come up with airships based off similar technology and technology, the Roshadrins make new weapons based off such metal as well.
We've seen them using it for all manner of things at this point, not only weaponry, but even for things as menial as, well, that basin and the effectively crystal lamp that it holds.
Indeed. We do not know. But I am very interested to see where you all take it in the future.
Well, there's certainly no denying how useful something like this could be. The matter of it being used so prevalently and obviously being in the development for matters of war at present is no small concern.
Yes, imagine what you could do with it during peacetime. Oh, give me a moment. I just realized. And the rune giant chieftain stands up, and you watch as he kind of makes a few motions in the air, and suddenly the sound of the roaring snow and wind outside just ceases.
I just snap my fingers in front of me. Can I still hear my own fingers snapping?
Yes.
Can we still, like, see the winds and everything whipping outside, or is everything completely enclosed right now, or what?
The tent kind of they kind of closed the flaps of the teepee that it was.
All right, I was gonna say if I could see outside, I'd want to see, is the storm still like raging on and they've just silenced it, or did they straight up just say fuck this weather?
Right.
The sun begins to shine, as you notice, as you're asking these questions. Before the elder just sits back down. Oh.
So this storm is of your craft?
Yes, it's one of our security measures.
Certainly would be quite the deterrent for anyone coming down to interfere with ill intent.
Exactly. But when we saw that it was a variant airship, we decided to not break your airship into tiny pieces and crush you into the snow.
We are thankful. We are eternally grateful for being given the chance to not be crushed.
To be fair, if we were given a silver for every time our airship was rendered to splinters, we would have had then 2 silvers, which isn't a lot, but is concerning.
That is odd that it happened twice, or would have happened twice.
Pirates.
Ah, pirates.
So this metal, you said that we've established that it comes from the mountains. Is this made specifically from the body and remains of the worm, or simply infused with its inherent latent magic?
I believe our understanding of it is that it is fossilized pieces of the worm. Now, as for why a fossilized worm bone turns into ore that can be smelted into metal, I do not know, but it is not. I am not a biologist.
Just that reaction physical from Lorenz?
Yes.
Just gonna kind of look at him and just. Would you have preferred if he said geologist?
Actually, yes.
This is an in-joke I do believe I am not privy to.
No, you don't.
I feel like if we were to bring it up again, my friend Lorenz here would be thrown into another conniption.
No, I just think I would be rendered mute. My mind has had quite enough of this today.
As he's just kind of like, did we pull out the? We did pull out the bowl, the basin and crystal, did we not?
Yes, you showed it.
believe
Yes.
we did.
To show.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like holding onto the bowl and staring at it with a brand new fascination, kind of scraping at it with the claw tip and everything, trying to get a gauge of the material at this point. Is it hard like a steel? Is it soft, more like gold? This, that, and the other. Questions you don't have to answer. That's just what he's doing right now as he tries to process all this nonsense.
Of course.
Right. Just try and actually feel out the properties.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
If I remember right, the captain and the rest of the crew of the airship are back at the airship and not in with us.
Yes.
Correct?
They're still back on the pomegranate, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they very much elected to not disembark. For reasons I understand.
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a thought, and I don't know if it's something Pax would actually think of. And I want to ask.
That's rough.
Yeah. No, I love Pax, but he's not smart enough to make this as a not even non-intuitive leap. Shit. It's a really good question, too. Damn it.
Well, is there anything else we can help you with?
I think the pressing return of the worms is number one priority right now.
Yes. We will begin to head back north. And reconnoiter with your leadership, or and see what help we may be able to provide for you. Removal of the large winged lizard problem.
I suppose something that does have my curiosity caught in thinking with the worm, though, was that until the worm had risen and dragons started being cited for attacks across the continent, there were many, even very learned scholars who had believed that nearly all worms had vanished or gone extinct or otherwise. Was there have been some manner of awakening or call from I have a name, from Gratharum on his release, or some manner in which the other dragons may have hidden themselves?
I believe that is likely, that the dragons went in hiding when their masters and Bell and you your kind, your kinds, plural, rose to prominence, especially with a roving, dragon-slaying warrior woman on the loose, as it were. When the worm awoke, it was not unlikely that a roar, cry, call was released to reawaken or call out of hiding. I'd fight every bone in my body to not say, "Oh yeah, it was." You could say a dragon song.
Not quite that shameless.
No, God, no. Not intentionally so, anyways. Like, there's definitely some parallels, but, like, not intentionally so.
It's fair. Were there any other worms involved in the war and the uprising that may have escaped or hidden or otherwise?
I don't know. I don't recall.
Memories around the time are muddled
Hazy.
still.
Foggy.
Much as it may be concerning to have thoughts of an enemy we don't know, at least what information we have on the enemies we do is certainly an improvement from matters earlier.
Indeed. And as we head north and reconvene with others further north, we will be sure to share our runes that are more adept at piercing and hurt and damaging the worm. The worm. Worm? Worms?
Gods, let us pray it's just the one.
Indeed. Well, that's an ominous track title to come on.
Well then.
Thank you, Spotify on Shuffle. And the elder kind of reaches over and just like grabs a water skin, basically, and just kind of drinks. And like it's a giant sized water skin.
I was gonna say, like, for us, that's probably alongside like a 55-gallon drum or bigger than that even.
Just look. Would you like to drown in my water skin? No. Thank you, though.
Well, as we've said, the Crown Prince Oduver and fair sizable bit of the Devarian military has secured Wormrest at this point. We are in the process of trying to ensure that the rest of Kalint is free from the grip of Rashadran, but Wormrest itself is in a very secure hold when last we left it a few days back.
We shall head to Wormrest and begin our trek. And the elder giant just kind of stands before stepping out into the out of the TP tent, past you all, and begins to call out in giant. Forget the list.
I believe there's Jotun.
Yeah. That's it. Yes, Jotun. Meanwhile, the other rune giants in the tent with you just, well. Thank you for letting us know. Keeping us abreast of the situation.
And we thank you for all the information you've given and what aid you may soon render for us.
With luck, it will not be.
So we can only pray.
Indeed.
Well, I wager we should probably start making our way back to the ship. Captain and the crew are likely very confused about the sudden shift of weather and what all has been happening.
Hadn't even considered that your friends on the ship weren't here to realize what happened with the weather. That fun time.
They'll probably have questions.
Indeed. And if you would like to mess with them, tell them nothing. One of the other rune giants just, oh yeah. Just ask them what storm.
That seems quite mean.
Just fairy light them. Make them think there was no storm.
TJ, you have permission.
Whoa. Isn't there someone who you forgot to ask?
Jesus.
No. I think God's alright with it too.
Yeah, God left long ago.
This is not domestic abuse. This is a crusade.
I'm not punching you, I'm just hitting you.
God, I'm trying to remember what was the one thing. So I just, fuck domestic abuse, we going international.
God damn it.
Beautiful.
It's fucked up.
Yeah, it is, don't get me wrong. But also...
Yeah, please don't.
No.
But it's
no,
clever
this
wordplay.
is quite bad. Do not. I guess, did anyone else have anything else to ask to the Giants? Because Ma is probably getting set to start walking out. I imagine even with the blizzard gone, the cold is probably still cold.
Pretty much all the questions I wanted to ask have been
Answered already?
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's as you step out into the out of the tent, it's a very nice tropical -1 degree.
Oh, I have a question. Do you guys have some way to stop snow blindness?
What?
The light on the snow when we first got here
Uh-huh.
was a giant pain in the ass, and we didn't figure out how to deal with it. We just ignored it, and it didn't work well.
I don't think they experienced this problem, Pax.
No, I don't. We've never. Interesting. No blindness. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Damn.
Interesting project, maybe, for you. Good aspects, but yes, these, without experiencing its difficulties, I don't think they have reason to plan for it.
Oh well.
I have many questions, but they probably warrant a return trip at some point. Mostly academic. I will be completely honest about that.
That is understandable. And as you look up, by the way, the pomegranate is like 40-ish feet off the ground.
Is it hovering or being held?
It's hovering now.
Okay.
Yeah, big distinction.
Yes. Oh, would you like help getting back up there?
Yes, please.
It would be appreciated.
And one of the rune giants just kind of offers, he sets their hand down on the ground, just all aboard.
Oh, Maha onto the hand.
Yeah.
I was like, Maha probably like walking up to the head and just head downcast for a sec after he first starts reaching to get up. Just
Get next to him and like pat my shoulder, basically. Just climb up.
just hauls up, just crawls up onto his arm to the shoulder and then up top. Just I usually am not this insecure, but this is just absurd.
If it helps, you're very adorable.
It doesn't.
That's,
It really doesn't.
Oh.
This has been a moment of perspective for all of us, I think, Maha.
Is the perspective down?
Technically up.
Very, very up for all of us.
Understandable.
Did we tell them that Hilda is in Worm Rest right now?
I don't believe we did.
Fair.
I don't know that we should.
Yeah, that was my thinking. I just wasn't sure
Right.
if we had actually spoken of that or not.
Yeah, I remember that Milda had said, she had, left her kind behind however long, but she never really told us why.
Yeah.
Circumstances or anything, so I figured that probably be something not necessarily to bring up unless it was
Unless
deemed
brought up.
necessary or brought
Yeah.
up by them. But yeah,
She also never informed us if it was her choice to do so.
right,
Yeah, we don't know if did she leave or was she kicked out. Yeah,
right.
Did
I
she
just-
leave right before she was kicked out?
right. I just wasn't sure if we had brought it up
happened,
just to be like, hey, be cool about her. She was cool with us, but no, if we have never brought it up in conversation, then I'm just gonna leave it be at that.
And as you guys kind of climb into the rune giant's hand, the rune giant stands up and then steps up into thin air and just begins to walk up to the airship through the air, or gently placing its hand at the side of the airship. Once it is at about chest level with you, with the airship.
Just gonna walk over and just hop off.
I definitely don't know what we expected.
Not this, but I wasn't sure what else.
Walking on sunshine.
Whoa!
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
Also, Rune Giant's Hand is a pretty kick-ass name for an airship.
That's a good point. Yes, as you reboard the pomegranate, Captain, very concerned and confused looking, just... What the fuck is going on here?
Don't worry about it.
Everything resolved peacefully.
Like, yes, we are not dead. That's how I can tell it has resolved peacefully. The fuck?
There's worse things than death.
Okay, Pax, you see, you say these things, and you shouldn't.
Oh.
God damn it, you just really used my sister's fucking quote in this context.
Barring what my wonderful, idiotic fucking friend here says, everything is fine. The Rune Giants have told us what we needed to know. And they will be going north to meet with the Crown Prince and the other leaders at Wormrest.
Good. Well then, I guess the mission successful.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll excuse me, since we no longer have that wonderful fire to keep us warm, I'm going to head back below decks if that's all right. Okay, thank you.
Here, one of the rune giants just laughing as he just descends back to the ground. As the airship begins to lift and turns away, you can see those of you who are still on deck can see as you look behind you. There are rune giant children that are actually just running after the ship, but like also ascending with the ship as it begins to fly off.
Oh God!
So Maha, as you look out one of the fucking portholes, you just see a rune giant child just running next to the airship.
Gonna just very slowly just turn away from the porthole and just collapse on a bunk.
Well, a hammock technically, but
Well, that's enough
Good
for
enough.
me today, basically.
Yep.
all right. Well then, it is about 4 days and some change back to Wormrest. Is there anything people would like to do?
Much we can do.
Is there any more rune transfers that would like Lorenz to do?
There's that.
I'm good in that department personally, but
I suppose also I guess the question is like I know that there's like the restrictions from like needing to have like the magical crafting feat. Is that something that Fef has, or is that not something that Fef's actually taken up? Because I figure the alchemical stuff is separate from magical crafting.
It is.
Or
Yeah, that's actually a racial thing.
okay. Gotcha. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was if we were just like shoving all this work onto Lorenz when Fef could be doing it as well, or if that was a separate
That would
kind
be
of feat
funny.
or line of things to. Okay.
So, for reference, I have a +1 potency rune as a rune, if anybody's still missing it, aside from me. Which I don't think anybody is. And then, what's on the weapons still? There's a fearsome on a weapon, and then...
Wounding. And
That was it.
no, because the
The
we
crushing
give-
been... Did we do the crushing?
I think I had actually held off on the crushing to let other people get their stuff first.
yes,
Right.
We were doing them by priority.
Okay, so there's a stone +1 potency, and then there's on weapons a fearsome and a crushing. I think that's all that's
Yeah.
fearsome, crushing, and wounding.
Two wounding, one fearsome, and one crushing.
Okay. As much as I want the fearsome, I do not want to spend any more money at the moment because I am close to tapped.
I would be I'd be good with going for that crushing now. Part of that will also just help clean up my character sheet because I won't need to have extra entries on every single attack for if it's versus undead or not.
Yeah, not wrong. So, yeah, overrating the disrupting with a crushing rune.
Okay.
And that would also in turn put the disrupting on whatever weapon you're taking it from, right? 'Cause
Yes.
that's how I'm swapping.
Warhammer, I believe.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it would. It's not overrating so much as it is just swapping.
Which, oh god, let me look the rune transfer rules back up again. Because it is, I believe, 10%
Mm-hmm.
of the total cost.
Yeah, 10% of the cost of the runes. Overall cost.
It occurs to me we probably should have asked the rune giants if they had any rune scraps, because that would have material cost cover some of this.
Yeah, but
Womp womp.
we kind of showed up with a mission and then got a lot dumped on our minds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brain blasted.
So for a crushing rune, that is 50 GP, so 10% of 50 GP.
5.
Yes. Thank you. And Lorenz, give me that crafting check.
I will also put the 5 GP into it.
Oh, okay.
I've got crafting.
That's enough. All right, so, you officially. I'm assuming you can move stuff around on the scared sheet, but yes, you now have a crushing.
Crushing, fearsome, hand
yes.
wraps of mighty blows.
Oh, actually, fearsome's cheap. I might actually.
And then, what are you taking off of the? It was disrupting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a disrupting rune. It's going to the other one.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. I think that all should have come through. Let me just throw out one of these real quick just to
Yeah.
see if. Critical. The damage roll, does it also mention the. Okay, it does not end up mentioning anything about the
Crushing.
crushing in the roll, it looks like. So that'll just be something I'll have to remember, because that's what, if it's on a crit, the target becomes clumsy 1, isn't it?
Clumsy and enfeebled 1.
Yes.
Ah, right.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the wounding rune works. It's on my weapon, but I have to remember / remind for what it does on hit and on crit.
Right.
All right, so that is day 1 done, assuming no one else says anything. Is there anything anyone else would like to do on any of the other remaining days? Or are we good to just kind of hand wave the travel?
So I had to look it up. The fearsome rune's pretty cheap, so I would actually pay for that one on my weapon.
Okay.
Even as just like a straight transfer.
Okay.
Okay. Lawrence. Yeah, crafting check.
I'm gonna refill my drink real quick while we're setting this up.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate. We double check the rules real quick, but I do believe that is in fact a item level of the rune being conquered.
It's just like a normal crafting check.
Yes, but because
Standard DC for level 5 would think would be level DC 20, so that is a crit fail.
that is a critical
Yeah,
failure.
I'm just saying it also has the penalties of a failure as a crafting check would.
Yes. Believe. Double check crafting rules. That is. The materials are lost.
Craft, you failed to complete the item. You ruin 10% of the raw materials supplied. You can salvage the rest. If you want to try again, you must start over.
Right.
And that's for normal crafting. So.
Right. Luckily, it's only 1 day for this kind of stuff, so there's that. But
So 10% of the materials, that would be the gold cost then.
basically,
Correct.
But it's 16 gold, so it'd be what, like 1 gold, 6 silver?
1.6 gold, yeah.
yeah, 1 gold, 6 silver. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
lost.
that, and then subtract
Okay.
1
What did I miss? Oh,
6.
Sorry, that was just really funny.
Okay.
come back and see the red number. Ooh.
Yes. So, then, you cannot attempt again on this day.
Nope, I'd have to try again tomorrow.
Yes. So tomorrow comes. Would anyone? So would you like to try again?
Yeah, I'll give it another try.
Okay. That is definitely a success.
Much better.
Yes.
Now I'll subtract the correct amount of gold. Okay, and I will now edit my chain.
Okay. And you're not swapping it out with anything, are you? You're not swapping.
No, I'm just adding it to it.
Was that coming from
the
a
wait.
runestone or from another weapon?
From another weapon.
Okay.
from the rapier.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the runestone one he has is just a +1 weapon potency runestone.
Okay. Now then, anything else? As
So what runes does that leave us with?
let's see, you have many striking, like 4 different striking runes, a wounding rune, a disrupting, 2 wounding runes, and a disrupting rune. Rune is beginning to not sound like a word anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody needs or wants just taking the day to kind of rest, frankly.
No,
Any-
Yeah.
my +1 can be put on another time. It's not particularly necessary for the gun.
We kept you busy enough as it is.
Loren's finally getting to just enjoy being on an airship.
Yeah. Oh yeah, spends the whole day, like, even despite the fucking blasting temperatures, taking the cold damage if necessary.
No, it's actually been, for most of this trip, it's actually been fairly mild once you guys got out, especially as you guys got out of the colder part of the further southern part of Kalint.
Yeah.
And you started
Out of the realm of Storland, yeah.
Yeah.
as you guys got further north and kind of got, especially as you watch and see the main road go past. You definitely notice that, like, hey, the weather's getting warmer. Kinda.
Warmer being a relative term, but
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, at that point, actually going up on top deck and just wandering the ship, basically.
Okay.
Trying to, because we saw from the scuttled ruins of our own ship the rune that gives the ship drive.
Mhm.
Looking for where that might be on this ship.
You find the interaction rune. You mean where the
Yeah.
that's actually just behind the captain's wheel, up on the
Okay. Cool.
top deck.
So if they'll let me up there, more importantly, yeah, just kind of studying it and studying the material the rune itself is made out of.
Okay.
Comparing it to the basin that we have, it's more nerd shit.
Understandable. It's not quite the same rune, obviously. But yeah. So yeah, as 4 days and some change on kind of the early morning of the 5th day, you hear the call of skeleton ho.
My mother was cremated, thank you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we call that a do-it-yourselfer job.
Nice.
Holy shit.
BRB rolling a new character that's a necromancer.
Oh. Oof. Rough.
So I guess as we're approaching Wormrest, what's the situation look like? Do they still have like the whole like armada of ships around the city, or have they dispersed?
Quite a good many of them have been dispersed. There's less airships around the city now. There's still a solid like 5 or 6 around, the dreadnought itself included, that are around. And as you kind of pull in to the top of the airship, and guards now posted at the top at the where the stairs.
On the crown, I assume you're talking
Yeah,
about? Or?
yeah.
Okay.
Because there's no real airship here, or an airship dock, I should say here.
Right. Yeah, it's just the flattened skull of a worm.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, and you guys are after proper clearances. After proper clearance is given, you are let down back into the city, into the crown.
Which I say we're the first entrance into the crown leads to the governor's manor, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And as you
As we walk through quick, just seeing is Ashmore's wife and kids still here, or
you do not see them.
okay. Yeah, not like going around searching for them, but just as we're passing through, just kind of glancing around to see if they were anywhere in sight.
And as you look around, the fourth floor appears to be fairly empty. No one's really up here, you can tell. But as you head down into the throne room, you bought Crown Prince Albert, a gaggle of advisors, Leolin Veostrix here, of course, and the tall, imposing figure of Ilina, all kind of gathered around a table, as well as Marius is here as well. And the guard that has led you down here just, my lord, the emissaries that you sent for the giants back by, and then just turns and walks back up.
We just watched someone get fired, I think.
The crown prince just that he actually just has a very terrible stutter. He's nervous. I don't know why they keep making him the friar, the announcer. I don't understand. He's very nervous and shy. I don't know why his compatriots continue to do that. Very mean.
The generous part of me wants to say that it's an attempt to, albeit perhaps misguided, to help him work past that, but I feel that may be a little too generous.
Potentially, I suppose. I suppose. So, friends, tell me, how did it go?
Much better than expected, although certainly a lot of revelations that I don't think any of us were expecting. This may take some time to elaborate on.
That doesn't sound good.
To start with just summarizing the good news, the Rune Giants were the ones to have brought down the worms ages ago, and do still have the means and methods to be able to bring them down and share. In fact, they are planning to make their way up here to Wormrest in order to speak with us and share that knowledge.
Excellent, excellent. I knew there was a. I knew sending you, Mahajapit, was the correct move. And your friends, of course. I don't mean to rob any of you of your achievements.
Now, as for the matter of the greater revelations at hand out of all of this, I suppose the one of the chief matters of which to bring up is that the rising of the worm was no accident or happenstance. Someone intentionally had set it free.
And there's kind of a murmur amongst the crowd of hagglers, or not hagglers, of advisors, whatnot. As you mentioned, that is concerning. Who would intentionally release such a destructive force?
That we are not sure of just yet. But the Rune Giants had mentioned that the matter of sealing the worm away ages ago at the tail end of the War with the Dragons was something they took very meticulous care to keep the exact methods a secret. In fact, even the elder amongst the Rune Giants was not privy to the specific locations of the runes that held him in place, or how the ritual itself was conducted. But those that were responsible for sealing it away were supposed to be the only ones who knew, and in fact took a vow to end their lives afterwards to ensure that the secret would not get out. And yet somehow it has.
Is concerning. Of the highest order.
On a less prevalent matter, but still somewhat related to that of the worms, the metal that we found to be rather prominent, the ones used within the dragon shot cannons, and as we found throughout some of the cannons used by the Rashadran military and other installations from them, we have a better understanding of what precisely it is that we are dealing with.
Good. Very good. Hopefully when they arrive, they will be more willing to share such information with us.
Well, the full matter of its potential is something that even they're not fully aware of, but I feel it's a bit hard to try and quantify the potential of fossilized worm remains.
I'm sorry? I almost... What?
As the Rune Giants tell it, the Spine and Tail Mountains are not named so lightly. Those are the remains of the Black Worm of antiquity.
Ilana finally speaking up, just... There is a reason that, my father did say that the Black Worm was the largest of the worms.
And now we know.
Edifying.
I suppose if there is some slight comfort to be had out of this news, it would be the fact that even given the immense size of the black worm, the rune giants were clearly able to fell it.
Yes, is true.
Though perhaps worrying at the same time is that while they felled the black worm, the red worm is one that they sealed away and imprisoned for fear of his power.
Again, more murmuring throughout the room. As you effectively keep bringing more and more dire news.
Just trying to keep things real.
Yes.
Or
Well, that is fucking terrifying. Mahajapit, thank you for that. That being said, Rune Giants help with the dragon slaying weapon, as it is. On our side, confident we'll at least be able to give something of a strong fight.
so we can hope.
Well, you were gone, as you can see. I got your friend that you mentioned.
It's good to see you're still well, Ilona.
Hello, Ben is good to see you all alive.
How fare matters back in Howland?
Very, very well. Especially now that we have Varian airship support to that is spreading throughout the country, the kingdom. Help pacify anything that might cause issues.
Good. Glad to hear things have been well since.
Yes, now what is this I hear about you nominating me for a crown?
That was not my...
Say the line, Gaius.
I said no such thing.
I don't know why. She's absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at her. She's tall. She's wide.
I'm sorry, these are the qualities you look for in royalty?
No,
I
it's just very attractive. She's clearly smart, if a little shy. And when I mean, while just her slowly going from pale to pink to red, just
making sure this is Albert saying this.
oh yes.
Albert?
Yes.
You're doing that talking thing again, and you really shouldn't.
Were it anyone else that said that, I'd have them executed.
Gonna need you to
And yet you know that I am right.
She is strong and clearly smart, quiet. The other candidate that has been bandied about is Sir Marius here. Was an interesting option, of course.
I'm sorry. I find it... the matter of simply just speaking as such, just out in the open, in front of said candidates as they were, seems improper, unprofessional, fucking stupid.
irresponsible.
It sounds like something I'd do. That's a bad comparison.
Ilona fighting so hard, by the way, to not laugh or say anything. Just like, kind of reaches over and very gently pats Pax on the top of the head.
No, like for real, you should practice or something. That's bad, man. That's no. Like even I know that's a bad idea. I do it, but it's bad.
What I believe is being said here is that perhaps this is something that needs more consideration.
Discussion for later. Yes.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Said, I have sent letters to Roshadrin's High Command. And we have received a response, actually, within the last... Well, this morning, actually. They have
Really now?
They have agreed to meet for peace talks.
That is altogether very sudden.
Yes, after sharing word... Well, after... I believe they have come to the realization of the position that we hold here in Kalind. Has driven home a very real reality. We have a clean shot at the mountains are not their shield anymore. I cannot. I am no mind reader. Not know for sure, but I believe that
Is that a matter of the
As my
proceedings, or is that something specifically laid out by?
no, that is part of the custom. As my tutors once told me when I learned of this, it is sort of a showing of what you bring to the table. In a very literal sense.
Ah.
I see.
It is certainly suspicious, especially considering the documents that you found.
The what?
The documents that you found. But if their intentions are truthful, if what they say is honest, this is an opportunity that I don't believe I can pass up. This is the potential to end a war that has been going on for 35 years. We have lost hundreds of thousands of people. And Crown Prince Albert kind of just takes a seat and just whether it is a trap or not, on the chance that it is not, and this is genuine, it is far too great of an opportunity at peace to pass up.
You're intent on seeing this through.
I am. Veilstrix and Leolin have already agreed to be two of my personal guards. They would have the 6 of you as well.
There's a bit of consternation from Maha for a bit.
Would they not object to my presence? I do not carry any weapons. I myself am one.
And that is fine. My understanding of the tradition, the guards are allowed to be armed. It is the staring across from one another. As I recall, in the ancient times when it was in tents, circular tents, the guards would effectively all sit in a circle around the edge of the tent or whatever wherever they were meeting, and while armed, would be watching each other in order to stop any potential for hostility or assassination. Any old, how does the phrase go? Assyrian standoff? Give me one moment. I will be right back.
Right.
Need to use the bathroom.
Understandable. While you're doing that, I'm gonna get a glass of water.
All right, sorry about that. I normally would have held that until the break, but holy shit. Whew.
It's all good. So TJ got a phone call
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, his sister called.
Ah, okay.
All right, so we'll keep going for now, and then you guys can catch him up whenever he gets back. Yeah. And from the look on the other advisors' faces, you could definitely tell that there are those amongst the Crown Prince's delegation that do not agree with going, or with where the with the current plan.
We're back.
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying I'm back. I
Oh.
went to get a glass of water while you were out, so.
That's fair. I also do the same. So. Very, very hot here. It is
Yeah, we're at 78 right now.
82 inside.
Yikes.
It's actually arguably cooler outside. It's just the wind is a southern wind, and the windows in the apartment are east and western facing. So the wind is blowing, and it's just not coming in. Like, son of a bitch. But
It's 67 here, but it's also 8:30. So
that's fair. That being said, the rest of you are dismissed. I would have Mahajapit and his friends stay, but the rest of you are dismissed. And everyone kind of either bows or nods. Ilana kind of just nodding to all of you, and even reaching out and clasping arms with Aslan for a moment. Out of a just you still kicking ass?
Sorry, who was clasping arms with me?
Ilana.
half giant lady from the town square fight.
Yeah, from Holland. Yeah.
Trying to figure out why she's suddenly being so buddy-buddy with me.
Oh no, just metal recognizes metal.
Oh.
As I recall, during that fight, you kicked the most ass.
I also got stabbed.
Right, but I do remember
I
one
got-
particular exceptionally metal bit of Ilna cutting a motherfucker in half and then you slamming someone else with that half of a motherfucker.
Right, that fight.
There was some sick tag teaming there.
It's true. Before she kind of nods and heads out with everyone else. You notice that Marius is definitely keeping a wide berth from Ilana as they depart. And once the chamber is cleared and it's just you guys and Albrecht, he's gonna... Well, what do you all think?
It's a trap, and they're going to try to kill you.
That is a risk I am willing to take.
Even after what happened to your brother.
Even after
Even after what's recently happened in the attempt on your mother's life.
The attempt on my mother's life was not an outsider. It was a Devarian citizen.
And yet the effect on the country would be the same.
It was a... It was a... Someone who had lost their family in the war. The sentiment at home is that my mother has kept this war going, prolonged it past when it could have concluded out of a sense of vengeance for my brother.
Well, I cannot say that I don't understand the sentiment behind it. You do understand what it is that you are risking,
I do.
beyond just your own life.
I do. is a risk I am willing to take. It is admittedly why I'm also bringing Veostrix and Cleo in. If anyone can get me out of a sticky situation, it would be those two. If something were to go wrong, but to be honest with you, I have seen the casualty reports from our front lines. We lost 40,000 men in a week. That is not unusual. War has been going on for 35 years. We have lost too many young, too many bright, and too many good people. And I'm hopeful that the Roshadrins feel the same. As far as I'm aware, the Roshadrins are a warrior culture. But they...
Hmm.
Hmm?
A thought occurs to me. Out of the 3 groups involved in this negotiation, who's benefited the most from the war?
The Free State Republic, without a doubt.
What if the leaders of both nations died? It's a trap for both countries.
Possible.
If that were to happen, then it would only perpetuate the war between the two countries, thus ensuring more profit.
Yes.
What's this neutral ground they're proposing?
It is an island. The south. Off the coast, about... Oh, I have my navigators. Roughly 200 miles off the coast of both, south of Christervind. I guess.
In other words, in the open waters that they control.
Yes. Well, of course, I'm not intending to just go alone. We will be bringing, certainly, the Dreadnought, several other airships. Beostrix, Violin, you, and whatever other guards that the whoever, monarch or leader of Kalint is decided would bring.
Dear, I was hoping we would be getting out of the cold.
Yes, to the letter that the leader of the Free State Republic sent, that did say to dress warmly. While the buildings that they have on the island that they intend to host on are heated, the outside is not.
Did they attempt to set a specific date or time for the meeting, or is that something to be discussed yet?
It is to be discussed. I have not sent a reply yet. However, my navigators have assured me it would be about a week's worth of air travel to the island from here at Wormred. It is a risk. It is very risky, even. But I cannot in good conscience turn down a potential offer for peace while good men and women of the Empire fight and die every day in my brother's name when my brother just wanted peace.
I know how you feel. I know it all too well. I have thought the same for all of these 35 years, and yet I can tell that I'm not going to change your mind, am I?
No. No, my mind has been made for many years. This is just the first time that we've been able to get the Roshadran to actually respond to a missing piece. That being said, I believe that they believe that we will be re-annexing Talent. But my intention is to give Talent freedom. Being one of the kingdoms under the Empire's banner is frankly what got them invaded in the first place. As Barrios and I have discussed while you were gone, the people of Clint do not necessarily wish to trade one set of reigns for another.
That is much of what I'd suspected from our time here.
And while Marius would see a return to traditional Talent values, the warrior woman, Ilana, she is more thoughtful. I believe would be more trade inclined as a leader.
She always did strike as the pragmatic sort. So long as it serves purpose, something shouldn't be dismissed out of hand. Which I suppose is likely the way that you feel about this matter of the peace talk, if it can have some manner of effect. As much as I'm inclined to agree with Pax's inclination that there's a lot about this that we can't trust, I'm going with you, regardless.
I'm glad.
I failed your brother before, and I'm not going to let you go alone.
I would, you saw the beginning of this war, and I would have you see the end of it. The hopeful end of it.
Well,
If the peace talks do break down, you have a great shot at the Roshadran's capital and cities from across the ocean.
we pray that it doesn't come to that, but well, after what we've seen and, as you said, how much has been sacrificed, this needs to end one way or another.
Yes. My only concern is, I have a feeling that Roshadran will know this. Winter is approaching. We cannot push into Roshadran land during winter. Would give them 3 months to prepare. Defenses.
It's knowing what they've already been able to develop using the material, the metal from the worm, the cannons and all that they've been able to set up. Gods only know what else they have in store and what they'd be able to prepare.
Exactly. Leads me to believe that there maybe needs for some sessions if true peace is to achieve. I don't believe we can strong arm them into a unconditional surrender.
No, given the matter of how deadlocked the war has been for so long and is only finally making headway here, not to mention with what's come to light about their dealings with the Free Sail Republic, I don't believe we're quite in the position to make that kind of a demand.
Exactly.
Well, if your mind's made up, then so is mine, but I won't claim to speak for my friends here. They all have plenty of their own reasons for being here and being involved in everything.
Of course. Of course. And Albert kind of looks to the rest of you. What say you? Will you join me?
Been along this far.
I wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest.
Sure, why not?
For as much as you talked about this being an obvious trap, you're suddenly very nonchalant about this.
Oh no, there's a good chance we're all gonna die. But that's gonna happen at some point anyways.
And not to mention, it feels wrong to leave someone else to potentially die.
I suppose the other thing to be said is that, given the scope of the threat as we now understand it with the worm, trying to set this war behind us as soon as possible would go a long ways towards allowing us to prepare for the looming threat, as it were.
Indeed. I would feel much more confident in facing the rising worm threat. A united continent, as opposed to a continent weakened and at each other's throats. Even more weakened.
I suppose would a quick recap be in order for TJ here, just to catch him up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember when exactly it was that you ended up stepping away.
We had fully decided that the meeting was suspicious.
Right.
And oh god. Yeah, we discussed the fact that the last time peace talks were to be had was when the tragedy occurred. Not quite trusting the ground that the meeting was meant to be held on, and then discussion of the tradition of the meeting. And that's when I left, was after the explanation of the meeting itself.
Right. So yeah, Prince Albert had spoken a bit about being aware of the risk and very real possibility of this being a trap being set.
I also cleared the room of everyone but you guys.
Right. But said that he's still intent on making the trip regardless, because as it stands with the war, like, there are weekly reports coming in of casualties in excess of 40,000 in a week. And that the scope of this war and how long it's dragged on has been too much, and so much of it in his brother's name, that he doesn't want to see that continue. And Maha had decided that even as through all of his own concerns for it, that he's still going to go with him regardless. Just still trying to work over the guilt of just feeling like I failed Dieter before. I'm not going to let you go alone.
Okay.
Also, the location was discussed. I don't know if you were there for it. It's an island off the coast of the continent, by about 350-ish miles south of Christovent. No, yeah, Christovent.
Okay.
So if I had to take a guess from looking at the regional map, I'm guessing it's that island that's the straight shot south between the gap and the mountains.
Yes.
Okay. The one that's like almost parallel with the southern tip of Kalint, or
Yeah.
further south than that. Okay.
Okay.
Which we discussed is probably still like that's almost certainly an island that's very much in the control of the Free Sail Republic.
Yeah.
And in our discussion, bring up the idea that for the Free Sail Republic, that having this war perpetuated would probably be in their interests, which leads to that threat. But there are actually some gears turning now for mine and Maha's minds of
Yeah, Pax put forward the idea that this wasn't necessarily just a trap for Prince Albrecht, but for the leaders of both nations, because that means the war will basically never stop.
Yeah, full on. We're talking full on Guns of the Patriots, lolly lule low war economy type shit. As long as war is perpetuated, the Free Sail Republic can do trade with Roshadrin and potentially some back elements or field elements that the Duvarian Empire is not willing to own. Yeah, okay. I can see the logic behind that.
Question: how close is this island to the Mindfuck Fog?
It's still a couple.
I'm assuming that for like our regional map, the mist is further out than even we see on here, or is it actually like
No, yeah, it's
around the island?
it's further out. Like it's still a good couple 100 miles. Like
Okay.
it'd be at least like 700-ish miles further south.
All right.
There's a lot of ocean. Ocean big.
Water large.
Big water. But yeah, Ma just said his piece, but also opened the floor because it's like, it's a personal matter for me in wanting to go along with the prince, but I'm not going to speak for them. They all can make their own decision on if they
which
want to see
they
this
being
through
you
or not.
guys.
Yeah.
Right. Is that just kind of what we're weighing in on now?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Just trying to get everyone's thoughts on whether they're willing to go forth with this or not.
I do believe Fef has a delivery to be made. Do you not?
I wasn't exactly given a deadline, but I do.
Considering it's possibly something we should have out of our hands and no longer roaming the wild as quickly as possible.
Now that you mention it, that probably should be taken care of before it gets anywhere near those lines.
whatever trap is sprung, and I do still firmly believe it is a trap to be sprung, having that involved would be a problem.
To say it complicates things would be a drastic understatement.
Yeah.
Well, if I may bring up a consideration.
By all means.
Lorenz, you were taken to the moon at some point, yes?
Yeah.
I believe Fef's home is considerably closer than that.
Yeah, it should not theoretically be hard for a mage of the Archmage's skill, or perhaps Veostrix.
It is possible. Again, I did not respond yet. There is still time to. There's still time to take care of it. Two dangling threads. Personal issue, I guess. Although I don't believe we can wait too long.
Well, this is certainly something that,
The quicker the better.
if it is a way to reach peace, then we'd want to see that happen as soon as possible. If it is indeed a trap, we don't want to give them the time to arm it.
Indeed, I would. Honestly, I was intending to send back the letter of acceptance today, and then set out. Though, before I can do that, there is still one question of who will sit upon the throne of Clint.
Leaving the nation leaderless for too long, especially if we are to make ourselves scarce, would certainly see a lot of instability rise.
Yes. I am inclined to make Lena the throne. But I don't know what you think would be best. You have spent more time here than I have. You know more about these peoples than I do.
You wish them independent, yes?
Independent, but friendly.
Then perhaps you should not name anybody. Whether it would simply be seen as an extension of your will.
Yeah, this is true. No small point of contention was made to the idea of being a Juverian puppet state.
Suppose that is a valid point. Yes, hadn't thought of that.
Much as we may have those who we would favor, or at least think favorably of being in charge, trying to act in order to force that or directly make it happen would not be seen so favorably.
Indeed.
It is something that I think should be ultimately left up to the people to decide. While it certainly may end up not in the most welcome of circumstances for us, at least in the short term, I believe that it would go a long way in order to prevent there from being any lingering doubt or hostility.
Though I would say perhaps it would be wise for us to suggest a coalition of leadership within the city. We, being frank, did not do what we did to hand the city to one person. And the people fought to free themselves just as much as we did.
You have a point.
What about a 3-person council?
Yeah, just
Marius and Ilena, and then have the people elect the third. Any decisions have to be made by a majority.
Certainly an odd concept, not having a single person on a throne, but the Assyrians have apparently begun to do such a thing, so
I do believe that while the idea of a council is certainly preferable, there may still be the matter of if it is simply a council of 3 and we place 2 members within it and matters only require a majority, that may still be seen as tipping
As-
things too favorably in our...
yeah,
a de facto puppet.
yeah. Perhaps, again, suggest a council or a coalition, and then leave our hand out of it, frankly. Suggest that within their leadership they have discovered some leaders already. Elena has proven to be a strong enough military leader to retake and keep the town of Holland. Marius, for better or worse, was able to rally the idealistic and politically minded behind the cause, perhaps to tip the scales of this conflict. And even men like Bryant, perhaps not Bryant himself, but similar. There are people here who can lead. Perhaps it is up to Vormrest and Clint to choose those leaders for themselves.
You have a valid point. You all do. I was thinking of as an imperial, not as well, I was thinking in the Devarian Empire's best interest, not necessarily in Clint's best interest, and I realize that now. Well, all raised valid points. I am going to begin drafting the letter to see to send to the Urshadran king. Be underway.
Very well. I suppose we'll see what matters of our business we can tend to, and be ready as soon as you are.
Excellent. Then, you are all dismissed. I will call for you whenever I am ready.
Understood.
And that is where we'll take our break for the evening. Get everyone able to get up, get drinks, tea, whatever else you may need to do.
Fair enough.
We'll be back in about 15 minutes, let's say.
Okay.
Aim for
Sounds good.
15 anyways. It's never quite 100%
Never
accurate.
quite exact, but yeah, we'll get it all squared up.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. See you
See you all again
guys.
in a bit.
Yeah. Yep.
The king beneath the mountains, the king of carven stone, the lord of silver fountains, shall come into his own. His crown shall be upholden, his harp shall be restrung, his halls shall echo golden, to songs of yore resung. The woods shall wave on mountains, and grass beneath the sun. His wealth shall flow in fountains, and the rivers golden run. The streams shall run in gladness, the lake shall shine and burn. All sorrow, fail, and sadness, at the mountain king's return. The king beneath the mountains, the king of carven stone, the lord of silver fountains, shall come into his own. His crown shall be upholden, his harp shall be restrung, his halls shall echo golden, to songs of yore resung. The wood shall wave on mountains, and grass beneath the sun. His wealth shall flow in fountains, and the rivers golden run. The streams shall run in gladness, the lake shall shine and burn. All sorrow, fail, and sadness, at the mountain king's The king beneath the mountains, the king of carven stone, the lord of silver fountains, shall come into his own. His crown shall be upholden, his harp shall be restrung, his hall shall echo golden, to songs of yore resung. The wood shall wave on mountains, and grass beneath the sun. His wealth shall flow in fountains, and the rivers golden run. The streams is the craft of the smith. The molten metal poured and pounded into sword. From the fire is made every dwarven axe and blade. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls, forging weapons for all. When the hammer falls, songs of battle fill the halls. When the hammer flies, lines of armored dwarves arise. With the hammer's roar, we go marching off to war. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls. The orcs came to our land, and we fought them hand to hand. Sweat and blood turned the ground to mud. Dwarf and orc in strife sought to vanquish every life. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls, back our enemy crawls. When the hammer quakes, orcish cowards' bones will break. When the hammer cracks, and it beats their armies back. When the hammer's boom sends the monsters to their doom. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls. When the hammer falls, then our victory calls. When the hammer falls, songs of glory fill the halls. When the hammer flies, mighty heroes now arise. With the hammer's sound, live the dwarves down underground. When the hammer falls, when the hammer falls.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Just in time.
Hi, back.
Hello. Hi. Hello. I refuse to acknowledge the dad pun, by the way. Just
because you don't acknowledge it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah. That's true. Ah. Right. Whee!
I'm here.
Hey. Welcome back. Also, good job, Fluffy, on paying off your student loan debt.
Hey, hell yeah. That's a good feeling.
Yeah. Hey, there he is.
Yeah, Discord was not handling me talking and turning my camera on at the same time very well.
Huh.
Understandable. Died.
That being said, congrats, Fluffy. That's really fucking rad.
Hell yeah. Oh. So, you guys are let out from the throne room in the crown. What will you do next? What is your next plan of action?
I believe that there was that little bit that was brought up about with trying to quickly get that delivery, seeing if that is a possibility to have done with Leolin's help, considering her aptitude for teleportation.
Right.
So maybe trying to see if we can find them. I would imagine one of the first places we might look could be at the at Chorus's house. I'm forgetting their last name.
Drexen.
The Drexens. Yeah, may look there to see if they're still spending time there catching up, or if they might know where Lelix and Vastrix would have gone.
Okay. There's in the Hall of the Mountain King, I guess. God, we're dumb.
Absolutely
And anyone
related,
and anyone
Trans-Siberian
watching
Orchestra,
this
fabulous.
and anyone watching the stream or the VOD is going to be fucking clueless.
Also, fuck you, Dave.
They're just gonna see all of us just start losing our shit.
Jacobin Drexelham.
So, okay. Just head on down to the, assuming there's no, other plans. Swallowed water down the wrong pipe. Ow.
Man, I feel that.
That's
Never
called
fun.
drowning.
My life is the wrong pipe.
Also, no, Cam's got a point. That's just called drowning.
Oh, I'm drowning. I didn't punch you. I just hit you. Yes, so you head down to the Drexen household, and as you knock on the door, it is Clarissa that answers. Oh, it's you. Hey,
Yes.
welcome back.
Thank you. I don't suppose that
Looking down
Leon-
at all of you.
Right, yeah, of course. I don't suppose that Leland and Veostrix have come by recently.
Yeah,
Are they still here at
yeah,
present, or maybe we come in to speak with them?
yeah. Kind of steps out of the way. Mom, Dad, they're back.
It's good to know that Pax is almost a mantle more than he is a person at this point. Because this is their Pax. Everybody's got one. Our El Wapo just happens to be the real El Wapo.
Fuck. God damn it all.
Oh, that's... God damn it. Ahem. Fuck you. But yes. Clarissa steps aside and lets you everyone in. And you are greeted as you kind of step inside by Leolin coming to... by Hilda coming to... Ah, hello. Did not expect to see you back so soon. Is everything okay?
Yes, quite so. The talks with the rune giants were very quick and favorable, as it turns out.
Shockingly reasonable, to be perfectly honest.
Yes, well, when not being pushed out of homeland and driven to the point of so few numbers, it can be, it is surprising how agreeable some people can be when treated normally.
Certainly a lot to be said for just treating someone as a person.
Indeed.
Anyway, we had come to try and see if we could potentially ask for some help from Leolin and Veostrix if they are still around.
Yes. Come. And she kind of walks with you into the kitchen, which admittedly, you can literally, like, see them at the kitchen table. And
I wasn't sure how well open
No, that's
everything
fair.
was, or like if I would be looking over or looking at a counter, because I can't really look over much, especially not in the home of, giants.
No, that's fair. No, and it is, you can see them, but, like, absolutely not about to, like, just just finding it amusing. Just Leolin just, hello. How can I, so I hear your mission went well. Congratulations.
Well, we're still here, and we did not lose another airship, so
An
that is
improvement.
mission accomplished.
You're one for two.
Hopefully, we can start turning that towards a positive success rate.
Yes. Continue the trend.
Now, as for why we wanted to come here to seek you out, I take it you remember well the staff that Fef procured and we discussed
Yes.
last time that we gathered to talk. We figure that if we are to... hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah. If we are to follow along with Prince Albert to engage in these talks with Rashadran and the Free Sail Republic, we figure that keeping something as prominent and powerful as that away from the front lines, as it were, may be prudent. And much as I admittedly still have my reservations about it, I feel like getting it to Father Fef's hands, well away from everything, may be the best chance we have of keeping it secure and away from falling into any other decidedly less trustworthy hands.
That is a rather fair assessment, I would say. Oh, you would, then I am assuming, have me teleport you.
If it would be possible to get us there and also have an expedient return trip, Prince Albrecht seemed very intent on trying to set out for these talks as soon as the letter of acceptance is received.
Yes, I believe he intends to leave within the next few days, if not today.
So, the sooner the better.
Yes, of course. Yes, I believe I can. I cannot take all of you. But I could take. Take 4 of you, up to 4 of you.
Well, Fef, since this was clearly tasked with you, obviously you should be going.
Yeah, I don't think I'd let anybody else do it.
I get the feeling that Father Fef probably would not take that too kindly for either you or whoever you tasked it with.
In terms of counter argument as well, Mahajappa, this is probably a good opportunity for you to help the Crown Prince draft said letter and establish at least more favorable terms for this discussion in his return letter.
I suppose you have a fair point there. While I do believe that the prince is able to select his words carefully when he's putting his mind to it, I'd rather make sure that he doesn't have any unfortunate slips in so very important of a letter.
It seems to be a well-grounded worry, but also, as suspicious as he might be, I would place us and ours more firmly on the side of paranoid, and perhaps that is a better state of awareness. Having you there to inform him of what he needs to be on the lookout for is good advice coming from someone he trusts, rather than a bunch of fucking assholes, basically.
Well,
Watch, by the way, as Leolin kind of just goes to the living room and just starts like preparing.
Well, I suppose I will. I'll remain here then. While anyone else that wishes to go along with Fef can help him to handle the delivery and maybe get some insight into what he's intending with it, if he even is willing to be forthcoming about any of that.
How are we going to return?
I can just cast the spell again.
Okay.
As she continues to. It's about a.
Just very suddenly dawned on me.
Right. Well, there's also the matter of just we've seen with the trip with the Wrens that she can do so twice, because otherwise they would have spent a night on the moon.
Which was not an option. We were being attacked by hostile natives.
Technically, that wasn't the moon, by the way. That was an entirely
and it was an
different.
entirely whole
Oh
different
yeah,
ass
it
planet.
was. It was. It was.
Several
Fuck.
planets away from our planet, I could see the back half of the moon from where we were standing.
Yeah, and it wasn't your moon.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good. We're good.
Look, long story short, Fan Daniel got some splaining to do.
Yeah. I got words for that bob cut toting motherfucker. Looking like me in high school.
Same though.
Can't relate. Anyways. So, so Fef is going. Lorenz is going.
Yeah, depends on what cases other people have to make to go.
Right, Fef is going. Mahajapit isn't.
I'll go just to. I think Maha brought up a good point there that like possibly getting a better understanding of what this item is, or trying to suss out why Father Fef might want it.
Which those of you who are arcanically inclined, yes, yes, arcanically is a word, I swear. Which Lorenz, Azalin now at this point, Maha, you three especially, Pax, or not Pax, Zendros, you're divine spellcasting.
Yeah, I also have some background in religion and whatnot.
Right. No, but you three especially can like feel the magical energies beginning to just like coalesce in the room.
I suppose I'll go.
I was actually going to say perhaps it might be best for Theth, myself, Azalin, and Zendros to go kind of cover our bases in terms of occultism, arcana, divinity, and other forms of magic. Try and divine what is going to be happening here.
That's fair.
But obviously I can't tell either of those two to go anywhere.
Sundros just kind of takes a look around for a minute and is like, yeah, I'll go along. I kind of want to figure out what is going on with all of this as well.
Well, if you're coming, come over and grab my arm, my shoulder, what have you. Must be touched.
And Zendros would proceed to do that.
Yep.
Okay. And so it is Zendros, Fef, Lorenz, and Azalin.
If Azalin wants to come.
If only for the opportunity to be warmer for a short time.
That is fair.
Yep, that is very fair.
You have a remarkable insight, Azalin. We could definitely use it.
And as Leolin completes the spell, there's a pop in your ears of air pressure as your surroundings change in an instant. As you're transported across a very, very vast vast distance. And the light of torches is replaced with the darkness of the Teeth Vault. With the sunlight effectively blocked out from the canopy above, leaving you in relative darkness. The sounds of nature beginning to kind of filter in rather quickly. The wind rustling through the trees above. And Leyland just, oh. Well, we are... traveling great distances is not always precise. I attempted to use more arcane power into the spell in order to... make it a little bit more accurate, but I do believe we will likely have a bit of a walk ahead of us.
That is fine. Gives some of us some time to get the chill out of our bones.
Yes, quite. It is, by the way, rather it's warmer for sure. But even here, winter has started to kind of seep in across the rest of the continent as well. It's above freezing, but it's definitely
Look, that's a win.
Not wrong.
It's like lower 50s here.
That's downright tropical for what we've experienced.
Honestly.
Yeah, no, you guys went from like -9 to 52 in about 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, that's full on like break a sweat due to climatization.
Fucking Ohio every day.
Not wrong.
Plus, like, aren't you all still wearing winter clothes?
Yeah, winter gear.
I was actually just gonna say, yeah.
That is a quickly remedied problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I figured there'd be a not stripping montage, but certainly getting out of the winter gear for a bit.
Jesus.
As Leela just kind of reconstitutes herself. And though it is admittedly not long, you guys can see from where you were teleported. You can see the lights in the within eyesight. It's not terribly far.
I can't not wear my clothing, my winter clothes. It's either wheeled to hand, worn, or dropped.
Right.
But I know. And you know.
And as you begin to walk towards the lights, you hear the distant rumble of thunder somewhere off in the distance. As you get to the lights, you discover it is the road. Or a road, I should say. Going, it's one goes one way and one goes the other. It's fairly straightforward. It is a road. It's hard to orient yourselves, though, on what direction the road is going. Since it is heavy forest, heavy woods. Well, do you know where we're going?
Do a survival check to orient.
Okay. Yeah, give me a survival check. Fucking hell. Fair enough. Yeah. are able to, especially with that kind of roll, holy shit. Fairly quickly, you're able to you realize this is actually the road that you recognize even some things from when you were here a few months ago. That this is the road that leads to the newly minted Wallabama.
Oh, the road between there and I forget the name of the city, but King Merrick's
Croden.
Croden, that's right.
That's it.
Yes, because it was formerly Dustshade.
Yeah, and then we found it absolutely ruined.
Yes, ransacked, ruined, otherwise fucked.
Right, yeah, the place that became Alabama, it was I believe we found that it was giants, like driven, like
a giant.
At least a giant that had I don't know if we had actually discovered in character, but kind of had been discovered like some form of rabies or the like.
Yeah. Because it was we encountered the wolves that had rabies and so on and so forth.
I think he had a bear too.
Yes, he did.
Also remembering that it's dark AF in the Tiefwald.
Yes.
Aslan will be guiding everybody in the correct direction.
Yeah, that might help.
That's fair. And it's about, I want to say, probably about 2 hours of walking. Before eventually, as you begin to feel the first trickles of rainfall begin to come through the canopy cover and trickle down onto you, you see the town gates with sign painted overhead, Alabama.
Sandras under his breath. God damn it.
As you begin to approach, you hear, "Oh, who goes there?"
Oh hell! I'm actually, while what everybody is about to do is going down, I'm putting my backpack on the ground and riding through it to get my fucking earring and put it back in.
Okay.
Aslan will just turn.
Same, honestly.
Get that, Peter.
Gonna, saunter
What do you
on
want?
up.
What do you want with me? I don't know
No,
you.
me.
Oh, what? Oh, Cousin Pfeff.
Yeah, I need to speak with Father Pfeff immediately, if possible.
In theory, naming all of our clansmates one of two names, not the most smartest move for identification. Hi.
Listen, we're goblins and hobgoblins, and sometimes these guys.
It's honestly still a little impressive that you knew he was a Pfeff and not a Walla.
It'd be like that. Anyways, hi, welcome back, guys. Hey, been a while. You doing good? Oh shit, it's starting to rain.
Well, we learned some things, but like I said, first
That's
I
dangerous.
need to bring something. Yes, it is. No, but I need to bring something that is very important to Father Pfeff.
Yeah, he said to expect you, but I kind of forgot.
Yes, that's about right.
We found a new mushroom.
Wait, what is it? What
No,
is it?
make your delivery first.
It's got blue spots. It's really tasty, and then you forget stuff for like several hours.
Is that the same one I ate?
No.
Oh no.
Please make your delivery first.
Yeah, I'll share it with you later. It's fucking great, man. Yeah, Father Pfeff said to expect you and stuff. So, like, yeah. Anyways, good to see you guys. Hi.
Hey, good to see everything's up and running.
Yeah, a lot of the clan is down south, but like, yeah, we got a few left here to guard.
Wait, down south?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Maha's not here to bring it back
Yeah,
up, but the war with the other kingdoms within the T-Fold,
Yeah.
because the one city was completely massacred within King Merrick's kingdom with the warnings
Yes.
that were plastered
Yeah.
all over.
I completely forgot about that.
That's right. Yeah, there is a werewolf war going on right now, and
A werewolf holy war.
a werewolf holy war. My apologies, going on right now, and part of Wallabama being given to Clan Fetwalla was contingent on them fighting for King Merrick.
Well, I'm sorry, I have to get this out of my system. Is it a crusade?
Crusade.
I hate you. Hold
I
on.
haven't quite figured out how to swallow my own tongue yet.
It's difficult to do while it's still attached.
But anyways, yeah, so, like, come on in. Good to see ya. Cousin Fef, pretty boy, spooky boy, scary lady, new lady. Yes, hello. Leland looking at you, Lorenz, like,
They're all like this all the time.
oh. Oh, no.
This is probably the first time in a long time we have walked into their encampment and not been carried.
Well, everybody's busy fighting. Can't
Exactly.
carry us if they're off fighting.
Yeah, as you guys walk into Wallabama, in contrast to, like, the hundreds that were around when last you left, there's, like, a couple dozen goblins and hobgoblins around.
I honestly feel like that'd be, like
It's quiet.
like, weirdly quiet, like that uncomfortably quiet.
Yes, especially for you. It's like there's still some folk around, guards. You see a blacksmith kind of just tink, 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 but otherwise...
Are we back to when they were first building Wallabama? Because the only things that were built in Wallabama by the time we left were the tavern and the blacksmith and the walls.
Yeah. No, it has been built up. Like, there are...
But the only things that are staffed and functional currently are the tavern and the blacksmith and the walls.
Basically, yeah.
Oh shit!
Uh-huh.
There's been expansion. Like, you see, you realize that what was once effectively a one-horse town has actually become something of a metropolis in terms of the T-Fold.
Industrious-ass goblins.
Like, there is a town square. There's... And as you're walking in, you realize you can no longer see the other side of the town wall. Because there's just the buildings. They have expanded out.
Wow. This really is kind of turning into a kingdom in the woods.
Yeah! Well, you know, before everyone left, we had a few, like... We had a while to, like, party. Because we weren't having to move.
Oh gods, this is where all the energy went.
Yeah!
Instead of being a nomadic people, all that desire to move turned into a desire to build.
Yeah, that's one of the things we did, yeah.
Oh, wait, one of?
You know what? It's a lot easier to not have to transport around when you can just stay in one spot.
What's that?
Pregnant women.
Yep.
Oh, gods.
Yeah, we've got like a whole new generation.
It's been months!
Yeah. And?
No, 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 no. This is Fef's job.
Anyways, I don't know why I'm still following you. I need to go back to the gate.
Oh, yeah. Probably a good idea.
Have fun, guys.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Yeah. And he kind of wanders off, but not back the way you guys just came.
Just gonna stand there and watch him go for a sec.
Someone dug into the mushrooms too soon.
Yeah, he walks to the tavern.
Fef, can I ask a question?
Probably.
How in the hell, with this level of organization, did your people become one of the strongest mercenary companies out there?
Well, you see, there are a lot of us, and we're really hard to kill.
Also, admittedly, I may have had something to do with that.
There you go.
Hmm.
A driving force, if you will. Hello again, friends. It's good to see all of you. And there's a moment where you see Leolin and Father Feth lock eyes. And Leolin just... Have we met before? No, don't worry about it.
Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Because back when we met with Leolin and Beatrix in the tower before, I do specifically remember there was a point where, when we had mentioned having gone to the Fefwalla Burrows and having met with Father Fef, Leolin instantly freaked out about that and got in contact with Zelgin of just, you'll never believe who's still kicking.
Yep. Yep. Hello again! Shut up.
Fuck you, you birdman.
Because remember, last time she saw him,
the little fucking raven just doing a human walk.
yes. And now he's a 6'8" elf. Holy shit, it's you. I don't know what you're talking about. Hello, everyone. Now, Fef, I do believe you've brought me something.
Oh, yep. I'm just gonna, set the bag of holding down, start rifling through it.
Yes, I would not want to hold you back from your appointment with politics.
We all know why we're really going there. Come on now.
Because you feel obligated out of a sense of duty?
Well, we're probably gonna visit incredible violence upon others.
It's a possibility, I suppose.
You gotta hand over the staff.
And Father Fef reaches out and very gingerly takes the staff and just... Has been so long since I last saw this.
This isn't your first encounter with this.
No. Thank you so very much for bringing this to me. It is, after all, the last piece I needed.
Oh, God.
Or what?
My
Nice.
ascension.
Oh boy.
Oh, good.
As Father Fef just kind of... Fef,
Just gonna look up at him.
thank you so very much for bringing this to me. Your matron, were she still alive, would be so very proud.
Of course, Father Fef.
And he kind of leans down and, with the one arm not holding the staff, just hugs you very gingerly. And just, always know that you are my favorite. Before he stands up and ceases to exist. Just disappears before your very eyes.
I feel like some part of us must have seen this coming.
What does that mean for the plan, though?
Sindros might need to back me up on this, and Azulin as well, but I believe that means your patron entity has become a patron deity. Or is going to be.
Yes, that seems to be the case here.
Hax's god, Caden Kalian, was once a man who literally and figuratively stumbled into becoming a god. This is no stumble so much as it is a walk straight into the house of divinity and showing them your papers.
But he said past tense.
It's because I don't think he can be here, not in the way he always has been. I don't know. This is so fucking far beyond me.
Yes, what I'm more concerned with now is what the implication is moving forward with this knowledge.
It was the staff of the Fate Weaver, no?
Yes, it was.
Oh, there he is again.
And you all hear the voice in your heads. The staff of my, at one point, mistress. As Father Fef appears out of the shadows, effectively. Now seeming much grander, despite not looking much different. Physically so.
Like there's just that aura.
Right. Back when I was first sent to this realm to be a familiar. What she would have, he could not have known.
So this was your plan from the very beginning?
Oh yes, well, not the very beginning, but after I met Walla. Absolutely.
You're gonna look at Faf. That is what it means for your plan.
doing some math real quick. Hold on. How long ago, if I may ask, Father Fef, did you meet Mother Walla?
That would have been, by this point, about 400, 500, somewhere in that neighborhood years ago.
Gonna look at everybody else. And how long ago, if they said, did the giants say they came here?
That was long before that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, no, I can understand where you're going for, what you're going for, but no, not related.
Yeah, Foundry crashed on me.
Oh, fair enough. Anyways, once I became connected with Walla, who was touched in her own way by the Fate Weaver, I wanted to do better for her sake and for her memory. And so I slew the Fate Weaver. But unfortunately lost her staff in the process, and have not been able to find it until now. However, it was the last piece for the ritual I needed for my ascension.
You slew the Fate Weaver.
Yes. Stabbed her in her back whenever I returned back to the plane, to her realm. Whenever Mother Walla passed away. It is why I have been able to be here all this time.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seeing your face. Yup. Yeah. Yeah.
But what now?
Now, I go on and become the God of Fate.
Well, I suppose we know who to ask for, to deal with the worms.
I will help where I can, but there are other ways to help coming soon. Don't worry.
So the skein of fate was left to hang in the balance while you cleaned up the pieces of your plan?
Effectively, yes. There has been no arbiter of fate on a divine level for the last several hundred years. Isn't that just fun?
It explains a lot.
Yes.
Well, then I will say this in the only way I know how. Remember that you kind of owe us one.
In a way. What do you want me to say? At the dawn of the third day, look to the light.
Please stop. Nothing so extravagant. Just good reminder.
Fef, by the way, if you will check your character sheet.
All of your rogue levels has been changed to cleric.
No.
Oh, fuck.
However, if you will look actually on your deity slot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because it had been blank before.
I mean, that is appropriate.
I discovered how to make custom deities. It's hilarious, they're items.
It goes in your religion. It goes in your soul inventory.
Yes.
This is equipped by your soul.
Now, that being said, I'm going to go to the Divine Realms and erase Merry Hell.
Jesus is a burdensome item.
Take your god, put it in your soul pocket.
He's not here, don't worry. You don't have to worry about him.
Soul pocket.
Soul Pocket. Also what Mother Walla called...
Hey now.
Hey, whoa.
Ah! Anyways, yes, I'm going to be divine now. How?
Before you depart,
Yes!
remember what happened to the last person who tried to use me.
Oh, I assure you, I have no intention of using you, Aslan.
You already have. You best hope I don't live long enough to return the favor.
Yeah, fair enough. Goodbye, everybody! And then just... leaving you in silence. As Leolin just... Motherfucker.
No disrespect to you, Fef, but I fucking hate Wallabama.
Another job well done. Let's go.
That is not the phrasing I would use.
I was told to bring a package. I brought a package. For the first time, I've succeeded in delivering something.
Zendras just pushes his fingers like, just, God fucking damn it, to his face really hard.
Leolin just... Alright, let's go somewhere dry so I can take us back to the hellhole that is Kalint. But it's actually better than here.
Hey.
I have been here for 5 minutes, and I have just seen a creature ascend to godhood and then come back and taunt you. Or taunt, explain, I don't know, exposit at you, I don't know what that was.
I mean, I watched Aslan beat a dude to death with 2 pieces of another dude. What of it?
She kind of looks at Aslan like, did that actually happen?
It did. Now imagine what I will do to him when I get strong enough.
Well, okay, hold on. So if he's the Fate Weaver now, couldn't he just make it so you never meet him again?
You think I'm the kind of person to care about that?
Aslan's new objective as it appears overhead, find and dethrone God.
Literally climbs on top of Gaia and storms Olympus.
Aslan out here about to fucking play SMT. Y'all are all in Pathfinder 2e. Aslan out here is playing SMT 5. 4? 2?
Perhaps he will use his divine powers to keep himself from me. Perhaps I will never grow strong enough to do so. But even some things are beyond his scope. And
Lilith.
betrayal is a sin the Fury would see rectified.
Chelish is going to be very busy then.
Well then, would anyone like to, we'll go to the tavern, you all can have a drink while I prepare the spell?
Don't drink anything that they make in this town.
Drink everything.
I'm not drinking, I'm making the spell.
Fair, I'm just...
Drink the spell. I'm gonna go get those mushrooms. Don't ask.
Does he know what magic is?
Yeah, no, I don't...
Well, funny enough, yeah, I actually have a pretty decent grasp of both arcane and occult.
I'm gonna go purchase a sled.
You hear in the distant shadows of the forest all around you just distant laughter.
I'm not carrying him. Not again.
I'm going to the tavern, I'm going to create the teleport spell, I'm going to go back to Clint and pretend this never happened. Belgian is shit a brick. As she just walks away.
See, the best part is when we get to tell people that there's a whole nation of goblins, hobgoblins, and werewolves just in the woods now.
Werewolf goblins.
Oh, I wonder if that's happened yet.
The fuck do you mean? Yes. These people will eat any fucking fungus and moss or generic looking rock that they find. They've definitely been bit by werewolves.
Oh, and they're down south fighting. That's...
I'm more worried that's not what he meant.
I mean, I'll just say it. I was just gonna be more blunt about it and just, we know the fucking that the clan gets up to.
Yeah. 100%.
Like I said.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for the world hub.
Just get a drink and forget it. Just don't think about it.
Leland has already walked away. She is at the tavern preparing the spell. Like, Beth, you walk away to go get mushrooms.
I legitimately go grab like multiple pieces of wood to secure together and tie my rope to it just in case.
Beth, you return back to the party at the tavern with a satchel of mushrooms.
I mean, Aslan will happily drag Fef
A satchel.
by his feet.
Wait, no, hold on. I have my rope attached to my waist, like, at all times. I come with a convenient dragging handle.
Oh, you're a Pomeranian.
Well, no, we got the mobile version of Fef, clearly.
Aslan will be happy to carry Fef by his feet, with his feet lifted as upright as possible down a rocky road.
Brilliant.
I
And she
love my
has the
teammates.
strength
I love
to
my
do it.
teammates. I
Easy.
love my teammates.
I mean, I'm not the one who ascended to godhood.
I'm good. I'm gonna go to the tavern with
Yeah,
Leo and just fucking
I'm just going to stop thinking now.
and just process
Probably for
everything
the
that's
best.
happened over the past hour.
And as you guys, is anyone? So you're getting a drink?
No.
There. Is anyone getting a drink?
Nope.
Aside from Fef, I should say. Because I'm assuming Fef, you're getting a drink.
Oh, I have to. I'm home.
Mm-hmm. And as the rain begins to pour down, heavily so, as you all watch as Fef ingests alcohol, before eventually pulling him to the spell, you were all whisked away. Once again, back to the very cold Kalint, the southern Kalint. No, it's just to Kalint. About a mile outside of Wormrest, as you appear just in the snow. Ah, well, that could have been worse.
There you go, Aslan. Drag him through the snow.
Wait,
Is he unconscious?
Not yet.
I still don't understand what I did. Why
Sort
am
of
I
just a convenient target at this point.
I mean, we do share a name. I get it.
If Fef is conscious, then she's not going to drag him. But if he's unconscious, then she's just annoyed enough that she will drag him in the least comfortable position possible.
Understandable. Fef, if you will check your inventory also. Under consumables.
Oh boy.
Bag of mushrooms.
There's a whole ass satchel. And I forgot to ask how many is the correct amount.
No!
You have the satchel of mushrooms. It is filled with, you gather, roughly somewhere in the ballpark to 40 to 50 mushroom heads.
So I will at least try to have the good sense to wait until we're back wherever we're bedding down for the night before I eat these. And not all of them, probably.
Probably.
I hate the inclusion of the word probably.
It's it's a little bit of a walk until eventually you are you reach the city again. Head back up to the crown, to the upper skull, and reconnoiter back with Maha and Pax, who are still at House Drexen. You walk in with you walk into a game of Go Fish being played. Pax and Maha dragged into a game of Go Fish with the Drexen family in Veostrix. You two, by the way, have discovered Veostrix is absolutely fucking terrible at cards of any kind.
Damn, Go Fish is like the most basic card game.
Yeah, he has lost every game.
So you're saying he needs to play Uno?
You know?
No, Uno.
Oh,
I know this sounds same, but
thank you.
Hate!
good. Let it flow through you.
Oh, it's flowing! It's flowing!
Dan's getting upset.
Yeah, right.
Is he having heart palpitations?
Heart Palpatine. No, that's understandable.
Fair. Nobody blamed you.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
For God.
Ah.
Why?
Because I find it funny.
Oh, you shit. Fuck.
Damp had the Mace Windu taken right out of his sails.
So yes, you guys, Maha and Pax, you guys have had a wholesome family time. When the rest of the party walks back in, Leolin just... I hate everything that just transpired.
Why do I feel like all the kids are sitting next to Pax?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Myers is just... I don't like the sound of that. What?
F's a god. Not this one, the other one.
I wish it was me though.
I. I'm going to need you to repeat that because I know I have to have heard that incorrectly.
You didn't. Father Fef is a god. Conspired against the Fate Weaver, murdered her, abandoned, couldn't find the staff in the aftermath of the death of a god. We just happened to hand the staff back to him. Ritual of Ascension, Fef is now a god.
Told you that was a bad idea.
Not the worst idea.
Not the worst, but definitely has bad implications going forward, potentially.
All the same, he owes us.
And one day I will rip his heart out.
Also, that Aslan has kind of made that a personal life goal to kill him.
It's only a little uncomfortable.
I hope it will be very uncomfortable.
Just sad Fef face.
Is Hacinda out and about, or?
Oh yeah, she's around. She's like just been making fucking cookies for everyone.
Hacinda,
Yes.
could you please pour me the strongest drink you have?
I can. Are you sure about that?
No,
But would you
No,
like me
I'm
to
not.
do it anyways?
please.
It sounds as if he wishes to leave consciousness in the quickest way possible.
Wait, hold on. I can help with that.
No,
I send up, by the way, pulling a shot glass out of a very a cupboard that is up at the very top. A portal opens and she just pulls out a bottle from a portal, pops the cork, pours it, places it in front of Mahajapit, and then just puts the bottle back into a portal.
Hold on. Just gonna look over to Loren.
Just flipping a coin here. Yeah, Ma had his face buried in his hand. He didn't see any of that.
Just you ever think we squander the gift of magic?
sometimes, actually,
That's
yes.
when I'm gonna eat the mushroom, by the way.
Sometimes, yes, I do, Fef.
Ma's going to reach for the drink, and he's like, I still have to meet with Albrecht for the letter.
By this point, actually, I would say you probably were able to get
Okay,
that taken
I wasn't
care
sure
of.
if that was something that was in their
did-
apps that we did that or not.
It's been about 4 or 5 hours since they left.
All right, because they had quite the walk to actually get
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
right,
I was
right.
gonna say
We spent a lot of time in the woods, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, since it just hells. Yeah, he doesn't know shit about where that came from or what it was.
Yeah.
Everyone else probably saw it just fine. Maha's face was buried in his hand.
It's just better that he doesn't know.
Yeah. I'll shop it. Give me a fortitude save.
Knew it.
So that's a critical failure.
Oh god. No, it's definitely some pretty strong liquor. But otherwise, you feel no adverse effects.
He'll settle with just the one, but he needs something to dull the everything right now. After the news.
He'll come over to like sit kind of behind Mahajapit, able to get a look at his hand and kind of observe the card game, and looking very. The words I'm about to say might not make sense. Pointedly nonplussed. Making a dead set effort to look like everything is fine.
Thor's looking over. Would you like to be dealt in?
Yeah,
Next go round, we will.
of course.
And the game of Go Fish continues. By the way, like, the fucking, like, 5-year-old child has been cleaning house this entire fucking time. Nobody's quite sure how the fuck it's going down, how it's happening, but that little shit has won every single goddamn hand. Cora's just completely amused because, like, that's weird. But yeah, no.
I don't want to say that maybe he's already at work, but like, maybe he's already at work. At least when things get weird, we'll know who to blame.
Having a scapegoat will be nice.
It helps.
Welcome, everyone, to the new world you've created.
Cool, rad. It's all good. Not a big problem.
I just love that I am able to, like, make a custom deity, and it is Father Fef.
Frick.
His domains, by the way, are Trickery, Fate, and Family.
That tracks.
Yes. You guess what his favorite weapon is?
Is it the heavy crossbow?
Of course!
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. This has been building, but this has been in the back of my head since Campaign 1. But, not to detract for too long, is there anything else anyone would like to do?
If the matter with the letter is already done and sent, I think Maha's good to just try and process for the night.
Okay.
How suggestible are the kids in general?
Younger one is fairly suggestible. Middle child, kind of smarter than the average cookie. Tharissa, very much does not
care.
She's gonna do her own shit, whether anyone cares or not.
How amenable would the two younger kids be to learning a song?
Very excited.
Hey, remember that thing I told you I was doing every night before I went to sleep? I'd like to teach that song to those two kids.
God.
I'm concerned.
These two children are about to learn the song that never ends, and I'm going to ask them to repeat it in their head before they go to sleep, directed at the new divinity. And everywhere we go, I'm going to attempt to make a chorus.
That might actually legitimately be the most Caden Kalian shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah. Yeah. Linthatook emerging from the green smoke and just... Oh, it's cold. It's cold. Why is it cold? Why can I feel cold?
Welcome back to having a physical body.
The Crown Princess...
Blessing and a curse.
It is...
There were many developments in my life in my absence from the Empire.
I can tell. Veostrix, by the way, just walking over and just... Hello. Yes, hello. Hello, Veostrix. How are you? Doing well.
So, while the two of us do act very much in synchronous effort, it's not fair to say we are one and the same, so he shall act as our 10th to round out the full guard.
Well, there's certainly no one else I would rather have. Well, maybe the Dragon Slayer, but that is admittedly...
Well, if other matters do come up, having her available at the ready to take care of such things would probably be for the best.
What am I, chopped liver? No, you're fine. I assure you, it's not a slight against you. I just...
Linthatook, you've seen her.
Yes.
You've seen what she can do.
It's true. I understand. I'm still going to give him shit for it, though. Oh, he's messing with me. Oh, very funny. Ha ha ha. He has... Well, one of your senses of humor, certainly. Well, the navigator has assured me that this will be roughly a week-long trip.
Well then.
And as the dreadnought begins to move, and the gangplank is pulled up, and the dreadnought begins to move, but unlike most airships you've been in, you don't really feel it. You don't feel the sense of movement as keenly as when it is a much smaller ship.
Right.
This is a sturdier creation. And Lorenz, is it? I asked the captain, and if you would like to be with the captain at the wheel, not doing any navigation, but seeing how it is done, he has consented.
He tries so hard to look cool about this. But the group who has known him most at this point sees that fucking wide-eyed glimmer.
That sounds amenable. Thank you.
Yes, the captain of the Pomegranate told me how much you enjoyed being on the top deck, and I thought I might try to make the trip a little more special, I guess.
Just give him a nod and move to the helmsman's deck.
Or just... So, as you all begin to depart Worm Rest, passing over the massive skeleton of the worm becoming smaller behind you and fading over the horizon eventually, as you begin to head out to the southeast, out towards the ocean, potential end of the war. That is where we will end tonight's session.
It's fair. We have a shorter session, which I'll personally appreciate in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's fair as hell, Chief.
Ma internally just, boy, I sure am getting tired of getting just world-shattering revelations and developments every couple days.
Boy, I sure am tired of living through historical events.
I wish I wasn't
Boy.
living through this historical event right now.
Boy, I sure hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
The man who did this was sacked. Yeah,
The man who sacked the man has also been sacked.
thank you.
God. Fucking... God, I still just... I wish I hadn't, but I fucking called that shit.
That's fair. I definitely expected some shady shit, but I hadn't expected a full rip, just ascension to godhood.
Right, after that happened, Zendros was almost like wanting to ask about what's going to happen with him and his curse later on, but then thought better, and he's like, you know what? I don't want to know. Like, that's knowledge I'm comfortable with figuring out later.
Right.
Yeah, the self-discovery for that may be more preferable than just, oh, yeah, here.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll pick up next week with you all heading towards a potential end of the war. A
Oh shit!
potential trap, potential end of the war. Who knows? Well, thank you everyone for hanging out for as long as you did. I hope you all had fun. I know I did. I hope all you guys did. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same place. And have a wonderful evening. And as always, stay good, neighborhood. See you guys soon.
Mahajab is the
Goodbye.
Zero Crown Prince. They're trying to assassinate him.
Oh, fuck.